Hey there, this is Catherine Lane, and welcome to Conversations in the Country. This is part two of my conversation with Leslie Baylor about surviving profound grief. Tell me your favorite memory of your mom. I know you've got so many.
Uh, oh my gosh, I have so many. We took a road trip, maybe like the summer before she passed away. And I just kind of wanted to get away. She was already in Charlotte. She had helped me move. And we just drove down to Charleston. And it was a great trip. We went to all the restaurants. We had a great time. And I was like, well, let's go to the beach. We get to the beach and she like stands back. And I'm like, we came to the beach to like hang out. And she was like, I don't do American beaches anymore.
Oh,
And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, we've been to like Honduras and Belize. We've been to all these beautiful places together. And she was just like, this just does not cut it for me anymore.
I love it.
And so now when I travel, especially if I go out the country, I'm like, here we go, mommy, not an American beach. It's going to be a good time.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, what characteristic of your mom is in you now? So many.
So many. The one that I've probably inherited over these last 3 years is that my mom was a big advocate for me. I mean, to the point where if I was having a rough day and I didn't want to go to work, she'd be like, do you want me to call your boss? And I'd be like, no, I'm not 5. Like, it's fine. And so now I have developed that voice for myself that I don't think that I had before, because I need it. And because now that I don't have her to speak up on my behalf, it's something that I am very passionate about. And if I don't like something, I'm very clear, like,
Yeah.
And I don't know that I had that strength before. I'm much stronger now. And my mom was incredibly strong. She was incredibly, incredibly strong. And so I feel honored to carry her legacy.
Yeah, that's
that
great.
way.
That's a great legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and physically, of course, you look just like her.
Yes.
Too.
I love that. I'm looking more and more every day. Like I always did, but now I look at pictures and I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So, what are some resources that have been helpful to you in the beginning? Now, what do you still do that helps you get through the day or the week, or you look forward to doing because you know you'll come away feeling a little more relief?
Yeah.
What gives you relief?
I would say the first thing that comes to mind is my friends. I mean, literally, this past weekend, I woke up, I saw it was March, full panic attack.
Springtime triggers. Even flowers count.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Yeah.
time is a trigger.
And so my best friend, Nicole, in New York, we got on FaceTime. She reminded me to breathe. She helped me stop hyperventilating. And, I have a few friends who do that for me, and that is such a blessing. I'm very much into therapy. I have a therapist that is amazing. If you don't have a therapist, get a therapist.
Yes.
If your life is amazing, get a therapist. And then I also did a program called Grief Share. And it's a 13-week group therapy session. I did mine virtually. And that was amazing.
What was amazing about it?
It's amazing to just be in a place with other people who understand. And it's so powerful that it's people you know absolutely nothing about. Like, all I know about you is that you're also experiencing grief.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have done it multiple times. I even did it. I did it twice. I did 13 weeks. I took a little break and I did another 13 weeks.
And that helped you?
Yes.
Okay.
They would just say things that were very powerful. I remember one time, a lady, I think she had lost her dad, and she was saying that she had prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed that he would get better. And he didn't. So she felt like her prayers weren't answered.
Mm-hmm.
Until somebody told her that the transition was the healing.
Mm.
And I thought that was very powerful because, my mom did have health issues. She had a lot of body pain. She had been in some car accidents. And so thinking of her as healed and, able to dance a little better and, walk without pain, and to think of, her transition as her healing was so powerful to me.
That is very powerful.
Yeah.
And I always say, too, I'm on a couple of medications, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
So I've got a therapist and a psychiatrist, and a really close relationship with my pharmacist. So it's all good. You just do whatever you can that helps you in a healthy way. And there's a lot of tools available.
Yeah.
I think the first thing, as we mentioned, those very first few hours and days, there was there was a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
And I still scream, but just a lot of it's just inside. In the beginning, when you experience a profound loss, and I'm so sorry, but you will at some time in your life, these things are coming, but just know that you can get through the minute. Just take it a minute at a time in the beginning, and then accumulate a few minutes at a time, and then string some days together. But just let the goal be to get through the minute. And the resources we talked about, I know you're a person of faith. I'm a person of faith. And my faith has been a tremendous help.
Tremendous.
Knowing that, my Aiden, your mother, Michelle, they have transitioned to their next phase of life, that we will see them again. If I didn't think I was going to see him again, I couldn't make it.
Man, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. That is like the only thing. It's like, I know I'm going to see her again. And I'm not rushing it.
Right.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to see my mom.
Yes, thank you for saying that. I'm excited too. And I mean that in the best way.
Yeah.
I want to help as many people along the way as I can. But I just want you to know that you will be okay. Just take a minute at a time, like she and I did. Let friends love on you, family members love on you that you're in a healthy relationship with. Seek a therapist. You can Google. There's support groups in this area for just about anything.
Anything, yeah.
Aiden died by suicide. I go to a group for parents of children who died by suicide. They're tremendous help. So, you can find so many support groups that can help you. Now I will say this about a support group. It might not be the thing in the beginning.
Right.
For me, it wasn't. But try different things and find out what works. Your first therapist might not be the right one, but keep trying. It's okay if you feel like that you need medication for anxiety or depression, because this is going to be the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life, is live without your most cherished person. But we're here to tell you that you can survive, you can live. And would you like to say anything else about your mom or about your journey before we go?
I'd just like to say that there's no right or wrong way to grieve. And I didn't know that. And so I would cry and cry and cry and cry, and I'd be like, I think I'm doing this wrong. And, my therapist told me that it's like standing on the beach, which was such a great analogy for me since I love the beach so much. And she said, some days the waves will just come up to your feet, and some days they will completely take over. But you keep swimming, the waves will go back down, they'll come back up, they'll go back down, they'll come back up. And, she also told me to just let the day be the day.
Yes.
Don't put so much pressure on yourself to not cry, to not express your grief, to not talk about it,
Right.
It's a lot of freedom in expressing how you feel about it, and don't let anyone take that from you.
Definitely. I call it sitting in the sad day is what I tell my daughter. And sometimes she and I'll just talk about, I'm having a sitting in the sad day, and we allow that day to sit in it, to wallow in it, to get in bed and cry, or go in the middle of the woods and scream, or just walk through it. Don't try to suppress it. And then, but I always tell her, the next day, do at least one thing to feel better, whether it's journal, take a walk, see your therapist, talk to a friend, whatever it is you need to do. I don't allow her or myself to wallow too long, because that can be a rabbit hole. But it's okay if you need to do it. It's normal. It's healthy. And I also want to add, and we're going to put your grief share information up too, but 988 y'all, is a great resource. It is the Mental Health and Suicide Crisis Hotline. Don't feel like any mental health issue you have is too small to call that number. I've called it myself. They helped me. If you're in a dire circumstance, they can even send someone to your house. Yeah, so just know that there is help, that there is hope, and we're living proof of that.
Yes, we are. Look at us.
One more hug. I never get too many lessons. Thanks, y'all, and be well.